True. We've sold over 3,400 planners. So on today's podcast, we're going to talk about why these planners are hot on the market and interview a gal that is using it firsthand. And then I'm also going to remind you where you can see all the details of how this funnel is built out. And of course, how you can get one for free. Here we go. Let's dive into today's podcast episode. Friend, welcome to Because I Can't Life podcast. I'm Allison, and I want to wish you a happy 2022. And the time, you know how we get to the end of the year, and then we're always like, let's kick off 2022 powerful and maximize our time and hit all these goals and all that kind of stuff. Well, I actually want you to. So that's why I thought this podcast episode landing right now was perfect timing to help you get started on the right foot into being the most productive you possibly can in building your dream business and putting that money in your pocket. Why? Because I want you to. And another reason why is because you can. So a couple years ago, actually a few years ago, wow, this thing has been so fun. I created a planner that was really focused on e-commerce entrepreneurs who had families, because I had been out on the market and I'd looked for a lot of planners and they were really good. But some of them focused strictly on business and others focused on family. And I needed both. I had 4 little kids at home. I was running multiple businesses and I really needed a planner to help me to not get overwhelmed with everything that was going on. One that would help me break things down to be able to focus and get those ideas that were sitting in my beezer out on a piece of paper and then into motion. And so that's why I created this planner. And when I first started, I didn't have a fancy planner. It was just like chicken scratch all over the place. And even Jared would make comments and be like, is that in like a foreign language? No, it wasn't a foreign language. It was just an Allison writing. And then over the years, I've gotten it prettier and prettier and prettier. And we've sold, like, I know this thing works so well because we've sold over 6 figures. And then in episode 84, I break down the whole funnel of how we've done it and how you can implement something like this into your business. And so over the last few years, we've had different renditions that have come out. And then this last one, we actually came out with a free rendition for you. Yep, you can get it totally free. Just pay shipping and handling. And at first I was like, oh, we should create a sample around it. But I'm like, 90 days? That's more than a sample. That's a whole entree. And you'll get in and you'll start creating those habits and see just how much further that you can push through. And then there's an upgrade if you want the full year on there, but you can go get it. Go get it free 90 days. Planner for you to be able to kick off 2022. And you can do that with becauseIcan'tlife.com/planner. Now, as I was working on this podcast episode and about time creation, I had this comment come into my group and I'm going to read it first, and then I'll tell you the direction that I decided to take this podcast. So here's what the comment said. Allison Prince is spot on about planning your day with a planner. I've been using this planner every morning to get stuff done, and boy, does it feel good to get my to-do list done before I even start my full-time job. Today, I didn't have my planner and with my tasks all written down, and I'm not as productive. And I feel like a ping pong ball moving from one thing to the next without really accomplishing much. Thank you, Allison Prince, for helping me stay organized with my tasks, getting it down in my planner and keeping myself accountable and more efficient. P.S. I told everyone in my house today that before 7 a.m., everyone is on their own. Because that is my time to build my empire. Okay, so a couple things that I just want to pull out from here. Do you feel like you ping pong throughout your day? And then you feel busy, but then at the end of the day, you're not even sure what you got accomplished? My hand's up in the air if you can't see it right now. That's how I felt for a long time, and I didn't like it. I wanted my work to mean something. I wanted my movement, my momentum to actually go towards one thing instead of 1,000 million things and just be spread so thin. And so that's why I created this planner. And so as I was starting to craft this podcast episode, I was going to dive into all the benefits and all the ways to do it. And then after I read this review, I just said to my team, like, Julie, help me get Alix Trabucco on the podcast. And then let's just let other people hear how she's using it. And she can tell other people how it's working in her life. She is, as I was interviewing her, she's such a phenomenal entrepreneur. And not only is she using the planner, her 17-year-old is using the planner as well to build his business because the strategies in there are helping them both move forward and accomplish more than they ever have. So, in today's podcast episode, we're interviewing Alix, and she's going to talk about all the things and how she's able to accomplish so much because she is so focused. All right, on your mark, get set, let's go. Alix, I'm so glad you're here. Right before you got on, you were telling me something, and I'm like, wait, we have to hit record. So will you start over about where you were at?
Yes. This is very emotional for me because starting this program with my son, he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. It was all during the pandemic. I was looking for something to do to switch kind of my business. And
How old is he?
He's now 17.
Okay.
He's always been kind of entrepreneur minded, but he wanted to go move into something else. He's been doing e-commerce, but wanted to do something service-based. So he committed to doing the marketplace intensive with me. And we just sat down, and it's a whole family adventure. I mean, it's just, it's amazing because, I mean, if you could see the notes that he took, the meticulous notes that he took, typed them all up. He's like, Mom, you can go look at these anytime you want. And it's just been, we're the three musketeers. We sit down at the table, the dinner table. It's not just talk about random things. It's our business meetings, and we talk, and it's just pulled us so close together. So everything that I'm doing, my son's doing, my husband's doing, it is a very much collaborative.
That makes me so happy because it really is like, it's not just one person. It takes the whole family.
It does.
And it's like this ripple effect. Okay. So what were some things that really like just spoke to him from the marketplace intensive that got him thinking, oh my gosh, I got to share this with my mom. I got to share this with my dad. I got to make sure that they understand. What were some of the specifics that he was writing down?
Well, it was, there were a few things. So he was doing eBay. He didn't want to do that. That's why he wanted to do something different. And he is very into investing. So he wanted to do a service-based program online, kind of teach people, educate people. And it's just, it started with a planner, honestly, that he would take the planner and plan out how to build out his program that he's doing. And he would come in to us and say, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And so we would build this whole process for him. And in the meantime, we'd still kind of talk about how we can relate that to us. So it was, building out processes. He's always like, Mom, you have to create an emotion that people, what emotion are you trying to get people to buy your items for, or what are you trying to help people with? And so we would sit down and talk about those types of things. And it was just amazing to me to see his thought process as he went through this. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that he really came to me with, because he's always talking to me. He'll come up with a random idea and be like, Mom, what about this? He was always trying to figure out how to value stack something and bring value to people. And so it's just so cool for him to see how he's continually moving forward through this. And even everything with moving from Instagram to doing email campaigns to just planning out future things and future rollouts and how to really help serve people. And that's one of the things that we want to do in our business, is serve people. And that's what he wants to do is help people become financially independent, even at this young age. That's what he wants to do.
And I love that out of all of that, it came back to serving people.
Mm-hmm.
Because that truly is what sales is about. It's not about, hey, give me money. Hey, buy my thing. That's never what it's about. It's about how my thing or this thing, whatever it is, can actually make your life better. Right. And so all that, like that just is like the coolest thing ever, that's what he's focused on. He's going to, man.
Yeah, really cool. He's building this Discord group, which is basically an online community to really help educate people. And it was he actually had somebody reach out to him. Now he's 17 and he's really dug into technical analysis and fundamentals of investing and becoming financially independent, and not, it's not about wealth. It's just making, being able to help himself and help others and teach others so that they can help themselves as well. And so somebody reached out to him, an adult reached out to him for help. And it was just so cool. And it validated what he's doing.
So fun. So fun. Okay. So he was selling, you said on eBay. Were you selling on eBay and Poshmark too?
Yes. Yes. It started a long time ago that I started selling on eBay since 2004. And then when he was little, he wanted to join in on the game. So he would come with me, and he got the bug when we went to a thrift store, I think, and he's like, Mom, what can I look for? And I just needed him near me because he was little and I didn't want him going too far. And did you ever hear of a hidden Mickey? Do you know what that is? So it's a little face of Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
And a lot of plush. It's at the foot of a plush animal, stuffed animal. And so if you can find one of those, that's worth a lot of money. So I knew that would keep him busy for a long time because they're really hard to find. Literally 5 minutes later, he's like, Mom, is this one? And he found it. It cost 50 cents. I said, we'll sell that and we'll put it in for you to your college fund. And sure enough, he sold it for $350.
Oh my gosh, 50 cents to 350.
Yep. So that was his bug. And so he started from there, and he loves it. We both sell on eBay. That's, kind of, I sell a lot of clothing. He sells a lot of knickknacks and whatever he can find. And then during the pandemic, everything closed. So we couldn't go find inventory. So we had to pivot. We both had to pivot. So we were searching for online areas that we could go find products to sell. And so we found some wholesale and some liquidation lots from large retailers. So we had pallets getting delivered to our house.
It comes to you. No more searching. It's just there.
No more searching. No. And I was like, this is it. This is it. This is it. So we had pallets of shoes, pallets of clothing. And as those pallets of clothing started opening up and exploding all over my house, I said, I just can't do that. I don't want to list 500 individual items. And it's too much work. Chase said it was too much work for him. And that's kind of when he pivoted to do his online thing with his investing. And that's when I found you. And that's when I don't jump into things just to, usually I research. And you just spoke to me, and you talked about your girls and how well they did and how well you did. And you're just so relatable and my husband's, he's my biggest supporter. And I just adore him for that. And
go hubby.
Yeah, go hubby. He is, I think he should be in marketing because he's so good, but he said, just do it. Just do it. And so that's when we jumped into Marketplace Intensive. And I said, I'll only do it if Chase does it with me. And so that's how we found you.
That was June of 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just barely.
Just barely.
Okay. Your son's doing it with you. Is your husband doing this with you? Or
he has his own business, but he is supporting both of us. And he's, we just sit down and brainstorm and talk about it and set goals. And it's amazing. It's just, you have changed our lives. I can't even explain it to you.
I have to throw it back at you. Like, you're the ones that's changing your life. I'm the one that's just saying my experience, what works, what doesn't work. You're the one that's actually doing it. So I really appreciate that, but I'm going to throw it back on you and say you're the true hero here.
Well, it's been amazing. And Next Level, if anybody has a chance to do Next Level, wow. The information and the guidance and Rowena is my momentum coach. She's phenomenal. My goal was to get a product and get it live by the end of Next Level. I was close, but I picked my product at week 6. And then I was live yesterday. Got live yesterday.
Yes. Now okay. So let's talk about that. You went from just random stuff arriving in your driveway, exploding all over the place, and you saying, I don't want this. One of things to sell online is so much work. Now you've switched it. So what did you switch it to?
We switched it to selling socks.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I've always wanted to sell, with eBay, the clothing was easy to sell, but I sold a lot of glass big items. I just didn't want to do that anymore. So I wanted something that was small, something people needed, something that was easy to ship, and something really that somebody could buy for themselves and not feel guilty about it, not super expensive, or they could buy something for themselves or somebody else as a gift. And I have always wanted to open a sock store because socks give me comfort. It's just first thing I do is get my socks. I'm always cold. And so, and my mom, she was a big influence because she knits me a lot of socks. And those, I don't even want to, because they're so warm, but they have such special meaning. But one of the things that my husband and I always wanted to do, again, is to help people. And so a lot of organizations need socks. So as part of what we're doing is we want to give back and give socks to those organizations. So people who need them, if your feet are warm, then it helps you keep you warm. So that's what we want to do, is really help people kind of stay warm and comfortable.
So true. So true. Every time I get nervous, like if I have to go speak on a stage or if I'm going to an event and I know I'm going to be nervous, I'm always looking for shoes that I can wear socks with. There's something about warm feet that helps me just to relax. So I get it. I totally get the sock thing. I have to have socks on my feet most of the time. Yeah. Of course, except if I'm at the beach, but then like the sand's kind of my socks, but I love, love, love socks. Okay. So you moved pretty quickly. You did the marketplace intensive, you joined Next Level. And I know, can I ask you about the planner? I know you're a big advocate, of the planner. Can you tell me why? And I've got it right here. I'm actually going to show you, people listening to the podcast won't be able to see it, but I'm going to show you the updated version of it. It's a little bit bigger and it's got gold spirals on it.
I'm very excited for that.
They land. Oh yeah, you saw it. You saw it a little bit earlier. They land on December 20th is what we're thinking. So as soon as we have word, then we're going to release it out to everybody. And I'm so excited.
I am so excited. That planner, yes, I have, my husband buys me planners. I never use them ever. This one, I use it daily and I carry it around with me, and it is, you teach us how to use it, and it has everything that I need in a planner. And it is, it was between week 6 and Cyber Monday, week 6 of Next Level and Cyber Monday. It wasn't a very long time to get my site. I picked a product, had to get the product, create my site and everything else. So I had to stay hyper focused.
That was a little less than 4 weeks, right?
4 or 5 weeks.
Okay. Somewhere in the area.
Yeah, but it was, so I really had to, I went back and listened to your, how to use it and went through the instructions. And I really took the time to sit down and walk through page by page. I wanted to sit down and write my goals. And one of the things I loved, 1 year, 5 year, lifetime goals, you said, think about it for 60 seconds. I would normally just sit there and be like, oh, I don't know what to write. Well, 60 seconds goes by like that. And I'm like, I'm going to do what Allison tells me to do. And I wrote it down. And it's funny, I went back through it last night because I like to go back through and just see if things changed. There's still what I would put out there today. And the funny thing is, my 5-year goal, I said, I want to be on a podcast with Allison.
When did you write that? Just a couple months ago?
Yep.
Yes, I love it. I love when we put it out there in the universe, like things happen. Yes. Oh, that's such a fun story.
But every day, I love also that you say, put your business goals down, put your personal goals down, but just put three that you're going to do that week. Because, I would have this to-do list that would be 10 pages long, and I bring it up to my office and I bring it downstairs and nothing would ever get done. It would just grow. And I don't have that anymore because of the planner. It's just, I have my business goals, my 3 things I'm going to do for the week. If I can do more, then great. But I'm not staring at other things going, oh God, what do I have to do now? So, having those power hours in the morning, that is my time to sit down and reflect on what I'm grateful for and what are my affirmations and how am I going to make my day better today? In our house, we're all about mindset and having a positive attitude. Am I always going to be like that? No, but at least if I start off the day like that, and we all say to each other, have a great day today. It's going to be an amazing day. Then we know we can tackle anything that comes up. And it just starts a day off, right? And by me, I get up early. It's 5:30. I sit down, and it's really important to me to do that.
Yeah.
And then
I love that you brought that up. Those power hours that you plan in. If I didn't learn how to maximize my power hours I was nursing a baby when I first got started and getting up early, and I had to plan so carefully my day. Like there were times where I felt like I got a whole week worth of work done in 2 hours because I'd realized what those power hours truly, truly meant. So I love that you brought that up. Is that when you do most of your power hours is in the early morning?
It is. It is. When I was doing eBay, it was I'd get up in the morning and I'd be like, okay, I need to list this much. Then I work from 7 in the morning, 7:30 to 5:30, 6 o'clock at night with my regular job. Super busy. Mm-hmm. So my hours that I can do outside for my own thing is either in the morning or after work. So I wasn't focused on what I needed to do. So I would just drag in the morning and afternoon, and I go to bed exhausted. But now I have my power hour in the morning, or hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. My family knows that's my time.
Yep.
And
doors locked. Don't come in unless someone's moving.
No. And, we switch schedules for drop off and all that stuff so that we make it work. But I get through everything and I feel amazing. And I have so much more time in the day. And I love that you said schedule family time. I have that time now. I didn't have that time before. So thank you.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing to have me time and family time that I just didn't have before. And I'm working less because I'm so focused.
Isn't it interesting how we all have the same amount of time in the day, but yet when we don't account for it, we just feel like we haven't gotten anything accomplished. Mm-hmm. And then I know when I didn't block off family time, I was sneaking in to check on the computer or picking up my phone. Now that I have it blocked off, Jared can look at it and be like, this is family time. You plan this in, and he helps keep me accountable to it so that I totally stay 100% focused and present with my family. And it gave me permission to just say, okay, business, you can sit to the side for a minute. You're going to be just fine. Nothing's going to blow up. I'm going to be with my family. And I think that was something that I had to learn because I was trying to be in 2 places at one time, constant. Well, as a mom, we're in 50 different places at the same time. Right. But this gave me permission to say, no, you can be here right now. It's okay to let everything go. Everything's just okay. Or everything's going to be okay. So do you have a method of how you use the planner? So you wake up in the morning, you look at it. What method do you use?
So Sundays, because I start my week on Sunday pretty much, I will go to start my new week for the planner. I'm just looking at it here. So, I do put what I want to focus on for the week and my goals. And then I do put in my business to-dos and my personal to-dos. So that's really important that I do that Sunday morning. And a lot of times I actually take Sundays off because, I have to do family things.
Yeah.
But I do put in my squares for my power hours and in all the appointments that we have for the week. So I know what's happening and things aren't just popping up. But every single morning I will go in and, I leave my planner next to my computer with a pen before I go to bed every night. And I think the post in the Facebook group, I said I was having a bad day because I didn't have my planner. I thought it was somewhere in the house. I didn't put it next to my computer. It was actually upside down on top of papers next to my computer. And that will never happen again because I had a bad day that day. But I actually go through and I plan my whole day. And at the end of the day, I really go back to my planner and say, what did I accomplish? What did I not accomplish? And then I'll move those to the next day so that I know what I still need to do. Mm-hmm. I also like to use the planner for goal planning. So what I do for a job is a lot of it's project management. So it is, I know I have a deadline or a goal in this instance with my business. I have a goal. Well, in the thought pages, I put my goals, but then as thoughts are always coming into my head and I need to get it on paper. So I put that down. What are the tasks that I need to do for each one of those goals? And so I'm not putting in my calendar yet because I'm not there yet to do that task, but I try and assign some deadlines in those thought pages to say, okay, here's a timeline that I think seems reasonable to reach my goal. And then as I go through week to week, I might add one of those tasks to my business to do. So it's not so overwhelming. I'm just taking one of those tasks. And I do put those end goals in my calendars, in the monthly calendar, just so I can see it visible for me. So that's been helpful because, as a business person, you have so many ideas and you're like, I want to do this now, and you just can't do everything. So I'm really trying to take it item by item, prioritize what I want to roll out first, and then tackle one at a time.
And I love that you use the word overwhelm and then you broke it down, because I've heard, I don't know where I heard it, but somewhere they said that overwhelm is because you don't know where to start. You're trying to start everything, and that is what overwhelm is. And then I love how you're able to break it down and say, no, this is the first thing that I need to do. And then here's the timeline, because as entrepreneurs, we want everything done yesterday, right? Our site's not done. Oh, right. It should have been done yesterday. And we're just at such a fast pace that sometimes our mind is going so incredibly fast, but the actual physical work, it does take some time. So what are some things that you use to, or have done to help pull the planner in as a habit and use it every single day? I know you said you don't schedule out your Sundays. I agree. I don't schedule out my Sundays. I mean, I go to church, but I don't want like back-to-back scheduling. I feel like it's a day of rest for me. What are some things you do to help build that habit of pulling that planner out?
It goes with me everywhere. Number one, it goes with me everywhere. It's next to my computer, especially when I'm working on my business. Even with my job, I put my meetings in this so that I know what's happening when and where, who I need to call. I even schedule walks at the end of the day with my son, because that's our time to strategize, and he can talk about his day and I can talk about mine. And I love that it's small, that I can take it with me and throw it in my bag. And if I'm sitting in the car for a carpool or wherever I am, I pull that out. Speaking of comfort, it just sounds really corny, but it's kind of comfort to me, because the other day, I was getting my site live. There were so many pieces of the puzzle to get live, and I had in my planner what I needed to do, but my brain was like, just kept moving. So it was near me, but not next to me. I actually got up, closed my computer and looked at my planner, and I just got a sense of peace, because then I realized what I needed to do. It was just, I don't go very far with it, so it's everything that I need to do for the day is there. And I think to build the habits is putting it next to my computer at night to make sure I have it visible with me. Mm-hmm. I sit a lot because I'm working all day, so it's always with me. But one of the things that my son does, because he uses a planner as well, and he's got a lot. He has his Discord he's building. He's a senior in high school, so he's got college applications, scholarships, sports.
Wait, does he use the planner too?
He does.
Yes,
he does. And that's really what started this whole thing, is just the planner, is just that first video that we watched, the planner. He was taking avid notes about how to use the planner. And he is so hyper-focused on what he needs to do because of it. So
that's so powerful. Yeah, there was a specific reason that I built the planner the way that I did. And I just know, like, growing for businesses and family and all that kind of stuff, like, we're so distracted, right? Instagram, social media, Facebook, all the things, but we've got to have a base to come back to and say, oh, this is where you're headed. This is where you're going. It's almost like the lighthouse and on the beach, right? Of, oh, that's my direction. That's my direction. I'm going to be pulled by this storm and pulled by that storm. But I remember, this is where I'm headed. This is where I'm headed. Okay. So what are some other suggestions you have about the planner, or anything that you would recommend if someone is on the fence? The planners are free. They're debating whether they should pay for shipping and handling on it. But what are some other, like, if people are thinking about, should I get the planner or not get the planner? What would you say to them that pushed them off the edge to go get that planner?
I would say don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to get it because you owe it to yourself. And I think as moms, I think anybody, but I think moms in general tend to put everybody aside, and not everybody, put themselves aside and take care of everybody else. And for me, this is taking care of me. And it helps me to take care of everybody else because it's my thoughts are down on paper and where I need to be and what I need to do and what I need to do for myself. And, I was actually talking to my best friend right before this, and she's like, how do I get this planner? Because she could see what it did for me. And she's like, I need to buy it. I need to get it today because it was, and I know it's free, it's free and you pay for the shipping, but it was just like, I pay so much more for this because it has helped me tremendously, give me the peace back in my life that I needed. I felt anxious because I couldn't remember anything. I said to my husband, I'm all over the place with all the college stuff and the sports and where to be and my work and trying to, run a business. It's too much in my brain and I need to get it down on paper. Yep. And when I say it gives me peace, it gives me so much calmness in my life and gave me the time back to be with my family.
I love that.
Is worth just everything to me.
Seriously. Right. Like I feel like it gives us all permission to not have to do everything and just do a few things really, really well. Because when we start doing everything, we get everything type of work versus super specific work. Thank you for sharing. That's so fun. I love it. I love hearing the results of you using it. How much time do you spend setting up your week do you think?
Not much. I mean, I really, on Sunday, I might take 15 minutes to sit down and write my tasks. Because sometimes I'm just carrying it over from the prior week, but I know exactly what needs to be done. And I don't want to put too many things because then I'll stare at it and I'll say, I don't know what to do. Yep. But in the mornings, I don't have time. I don't have a lot of time, but it's to just sit down and get my day scheduled, 5-10 minutes. That's it. Yes, and it sets me up for the day. It sets me up for the week. Yeah.
Like 5-10 minutes. I swear it builds in another 20 hours of work because those times where you are working, you're so much more productive and you're not bouncing around everywhere. Okay. So I have one final question to ask you. You seem like you have things clicking along and you brought your family in. What other suggestions do you have for moms who have a lot going on and want to start a business, but they're just wondering how to juggle it all? What would you recommend for them?
I would say, even if it's 5-10 minutes, go in a room, go sit on a couch, go by yourself, go for a walk and think about yourself and what you want to do for yourself. Nobody else, just yourself. And how can you help people? How can you help your family? How can you get them involved so that they have fun with it too? I mean, it's fun. It's just fun. We just have fun and we laugh and we're like, oh my God, what about this? What about that? And it's such a family experience. And I just think everybody should go through this and you can set your kids up with the skills that they will have for a lifetime and memories that they will have for a lifetime. To me, I know that when my son goes to school, he's going to be all right.
Yes.
And he can do something for himself. But I think as a mom, you owe it to yourself to figure out what you want to do. And it's okay to, try one thing. And if it doesn't work, then pivot and do something else and just keep trying.
Agreed. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Kate, do you want to share your site and where people can find you?
Yes. So my site is lifeissocks.com and my Instagram is lifeissocksshop.
Okay. Lifeissocks.com. Did you have a discount code?
We did. So yes. So we have 20% off everything in the store and the code is Cozy Socks, COZY socks. And there's socks anybody would like, reach out to us because we love to hear what people like.
Heck yeah. And it's winter and you need to keep those toes warm.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the
Thank
podcast.
you
Give
so
your
much,
husband a
Allison.
big hug and your son a big high five.
I will. I will. Thank you. Thank you for everything. You are amazing and you've created in a tremendous community. Life-changing.
Oh,
Thank you.
so fun. Good heavens. How great is Alix? I love her story. I love how she's using Because I Can planner. And I double love the fact that her son Chase is also a successful entrepreneur and is being taught how to manage his time. Secretly, are you going to start looking at the local thrift store for some plush toys of a certain mouse face on them too? Yeah, I am. I go thrifting with my daughter Bridges all of the time. That is like her passion. It's not so much my passion. I always have to find a treat along the way. But now I've got a goal. And it's going to make it a lot more exciting. But besides that, let's dive into the top 10 takeaways from this conversation. Number 1, involve your kids in your e-commerce journey. 2, make serving part of your business. Number 3, set achievable goals. And then, by golly, let's hit them. Number 4, keep your power hours so sacred. I treat mine like the hairdresser appointment. I will never skip my hairdresser appointment. I don't care if I broke my leg 2 minutes before. I will go crying in a wheelchair because it'll be another 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months before I can get into her. That's how I treat my power hours, just like I'm going to get my hair done. Number 5, have a positive morning mindset. Number 6, plan work time and family time. Number 7, avoid overwhelm. Number 8, make planning a habit. Number 9, use your planner to keep everything in one place so you're not jumping all over the place. And number 10, look at your accomplishments at the end of the day and thank yourself for showing up, for doing the work. And just praise yourself because you are beyond rock star status. You're so much cooler than all the rock stars. Get out there, build your business. And remember, you can get that free 90-day planner at becauseIcanlife.com/planner, PLANNER. You just have to pay shipping and handling, and we'll get that shipped out to you ASAP so you can start building in those habits in you. Have a fabulous New Year's Eve and a fabulous New Year's Day. I hope you fill your belly with lots of sugary treats and get a heck of a nap because 2022, friends, let's make this the best year ever. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.